Hi guys, and welcome to my channel, Changing Phases Tarot. I'm so happy to have you here with me today. Now today's reading is an extended weekend reading, looking at the energies surrounding us over the weekend of April 20th through the 22nd, 2018. For the reading, I've pulled 3 cards, plus 1 card that was at the bottom of the deck for the overall energy for the weekend, from the Sun and Moon Tarot deck by Vanessa Decort, and 1 oracle card from the Earth Magic Oracle card deck by Stephen D. Farmer. Just a quick message, all of the mid-monthly readings focusing on career and finance and love and relationships, they have all been posted now, so if you haven't already, please take a look at your both your sun sign as well as your moon and rising signs. That way you'll have a sort of a good or a better idea of what's coming up for you in those areas from now through the end of the month. At the end of the month, I'll be putting out a full moon reading for the full moon happening on April 29th through the 30th. I'll also be putting out a special video for the next free tarot reading giveaway, so be looking out for that as well. Obviously, as I usually say, these are general readings, so the messages may or may not resonate with you. The only way for you to get a truly personalized reading focusing on you and what's going on in your life would be to get a private reading from me. If you're interested, please take a look at my site, changingphasestarot.weebly.com. There you'll find pricing for the readings as well as the types of readings that I offer, or you could email me at changingphasestarot@gmail.com. Right, let's get started. We have in the past position, so the energy as we leave the week heading into the weekend, we have 10 of Wands. In this deck, it's called Oppression, followed by Major Arcana number 10, the Wheel of Fortune, and the outbound card is Major Arcana number 3, the Empress. And the card at the bottom of the deck, the overall energy for the weekend, 2 of Cups, Love, and the Oracle card from the Earth Magic deck, Cave, Sanctuary. All right, so interesting. Well, let's start off here with the 10 of Wands in the past position. So the suit of Wands, it has to do with the day-to-day activities, right? Our daily sort of tasks that we have to deal with, the daily matters that we have to deal with. It has to do with our work, creativity, creative projects. It's our own drive and passion, determination, ambition for getting things done, right? And 10s in the tarot, and we actually have 2 10s sitting next to each other, the 10 of Wands and then the Wheel of Fortune, which is also a 10. 10s are endings, right? After the 10 comes the Ace, so, it speaks of endings and then the new beginnings that follow. And the 10 of Wands, like I said, it's called Oppression in this deck, and it usually has to do with feeling overwhelmed, possibly, dealing with a difficult situation, but it's all about, how you sort of face that situation, how you are able to adapt when you feel overwhelmed. Sort of think of how, like the bamboo, the bamboo, even though when the wind is very strong, the bamboo, it's strong, but it's flexible. It bends with the wind, right? So it's how you're able to deal with and adapt to difficult situations. So there could have been a difficult situation, something that was really weighing on your mind, weighing on your heart, something that, it's been very sort of like this uphill battle, very difficult to deal with, to handle, right? But it sits in the past. So this is, it's good. This is an ending. Whatever this difficult situation was, it seems as though there's, this, maybe it has to, in the work sector, this could be you just, feeling overloaded, working too hard. If this is, in other areas, just really feeling burdened and you're feeling as though, you're sort of fighting this uphill battle, Obviously, these wands are quite heavy. She's carrying them on her head, That's not just 1 or 2 wands, or 10 that she's having to to balance as she walks along. But there's an ending here, and that's just, it's really echoed by this Wheel of Fortune card, because the Wheel of Fortune card is all about, things changing, things turning. If you have been going through a difficult situation, the wheels of the Wheel of Fortune is turning now and bringing in new things, bringing in new opportunities, new cycles, right? A new chapter in your life, new phase in your life. It's also a very karmic card, right? The Wheel of Fortune is a card that speaks of fate and destiny, opportunities, but that are very much tied to destiny and karma, things sort of appearing out of nowhere, but, it's not out of nowhere. There's a reason for it, right? They're meant to be happening in your life right now. It also has to do with movement, right? This wheel is changing, it's turning. So there could be changes in direction, movement, right? You see there's looks almost like a compass in the middle of this card here. So, there could be some sort of forward movement for some of you, moving in a different direction. But it's a positive card. It's a card, like I said, of karma. So, if somebody else, kind of has treated you in a bad way, this could be things finally turning around and, things going in your way, and maybe, that other person will see the other side of the Wheel of Fortune. So, it's all about new chances, but that new chances that are going to bring in positive changes in your life, right? And then the outbound energy is a beautiful card. The Empress is a card that speaks of, it's a very fertile energy, right? Expansive energy. In this deck, the Empress is actually pregnant. You can see she has a beautiful pregnant belly there. So for some of you, there could actually be, a pregnancy involved. This could be, you finding out about a pregnancy, or somebody around you, finding out about a pregnancy, or being pregnant right now, giving birth. That's not for all, obviously not for everybody listening, but that's, one interpretation of the Empress card. So this could be a very fertile time for you. If that's something that, you want, then that's great. If it's not, then I would say take the necessary precautions. The Empress also can have to do with giving birth to new ideas. And we have this Wheel of Fortune with, new opportunities, things changing for you. There could be new ideas, new projects, you giving birth to a new business, a new project, a new business endeavor, right? Ideas flowing. Everything is very, yes, she's obviously, the Empress is tied to sort of the feminine energy, it's very, it's fertile energy. There's obviously a connection with nature here and abundance, Mother Earth. For some of you, this could have to do with, maybe this new thing has to do with nature, or working in nature, or something to do with animals. It has to do with cycles as well, right? The female cycles. You see that she's sitting on top of the moon here, so female cycles as well. But really, it's it's a great card for getting things off the ground, for moving new ideas, right? Actually manifesting them, right? Giving birth to them. So manifestation as well. Even though we usually think of sort of the magician more as the one who manifests, but the Empress, I mean, she's giving birth, right? If you give birth, then you're obviously sort of manifesting, bringing into this world a new life, or a new project, or a new idea. And then this Two of Cups sitting as the overall energy for the weekend. Cups, the Suit of Cups is water energy, and it deals with emotions, feelings, relationships. It also has to do with intuition, psychic abilities. And usually the Two of Cups, we think of it as the minor arcana version of the Lover's card, right? Which is the major arcana. So it's a card that, yes, there can be a very deep soulmate connection with another person when this card appears in a reading, beginning of a new relationship, so declaring your love to another person, or that person declaring your love to you. But it's you see that there's a reflection here, right? The lotus flower is reflected in the water. So it's also this idea of, sort of as above, so below, this, again, bringing things into reality, manifesting love, manifesting a soulmate connection. It can just be a partnership, a very deep, sort of partnership, or strong connection with another individual. Can be in the form of a friendship. Obviously, it can be romantic in nature, as it is. Oftentimes, the Two of Cups is often referred to as, the soulmate card. It's also a card that speaks of past life connections, right? That soulmate, sort of karmic connection even. And we do have the Wheel of Fortune, which is also quite a karmic card. So, could be, again, a partnership or a union, could even be a marriage. But it's a very, a common bond, a strong connection with somebody else. So tying that in with, the other three cards for the weekend, I would say, for some of you, this ending and, changes in fate and in destiny, having things, start going in your favor, projects kind of getting off the ground, could have to do with another individual, right? Could be a water sign individual, possibly. If this has been a very difficult time, maybe financially in your career, this could be things, now turning around for you within that career. And, you actually having new ideas. Maybe this is going off, this Wheel of Fortune is sort of you deciding to leave your one job and head off in a new direction, start up a new career or a new project. Could be through partnership, partnering with others. For other people, this could be more on the relationship side, maybe there's been a difficult situation for some of you. This could have to do with this difficult situation, could have been difficulty in getting pregnant. Maybe you have been trying to get pregnant for a while. Maybe you've tried different types of treatments, fertility treatments, that type of thing. And then there's a change, right? Things start to turn around. And, obviously this is for the weekend, but it can extend out a little bit farther than that. I mean, it doesn't necessarily mean that there's going to be news right now, but there could be coming up in the recent, in the near future, some news of this pregnancy. So things are turning around, things are changing. And, this Two of Cups there with this love card, it can definitely have to do with, this connection with another person, right? And sharing this news, sharing this new joy with the other person. So different messages coming through, but whether it's on the sort of the career side or on the relationship side, a definite message of endings of some difficult or a burden or something that's been quite difficult. A change in fortune, change in destiny, things starting to go in your favor, and then new things starting up, expansive energy, opportunities, change, growth, and possibly this connection with another person here. This with the Two of Cups card, or partnering up with somebody else. And the Sanctuary or Cave card, which is the Earth Magic Oracle card. Let me read you the full description for the card from the book. It says, let me find it. It says, as the sun sets, the crescent of the new moon appears in the distance as this ancestral human creates his art, painting on the walls of the cave with colors drawn from earth's substances. The fire warms him, the cave shelters him, and provides a refuge from the rest of the world. With its womb-like structure, it not only offers sanctuary, but also serves as a temple that houses his creative spirit, which eventually gives birth in the physical form of his artwork. Okay, that's funny. We have the giving birth and we have the cave here. Note how absorbed he is in the process. Let me hold this so you can see him. You can see what they're talking about with him painting right on the cave. He no doubt has prepared for this creative ceremony by getting the fire going, mixing the colors, gathering his sacred objects. He's painting an image of a sacred spiral, one of the most ancient symbols ever discovered. It's been depicted in artwork, found in a variety of cultures, and occurs frequently in nature. in exquisite mathematical proportions, such as in the shape of a shell. It also shows up in burial sites around the world, representing the endless spiral of life, death, rebirth, the grand and complex mystery so elegantly portrayed in a simple circular pattern. This is a quiet, still place inside of you that will always be available as a sanctuary. Yet finding such a space in the natural world will enhance and complement this internal space of peace. Whether it is a cave, meadow, forest, seashore, or other setting in nature, this is where you can see, hear, and feel the presence of the Creator in your surroundings. Let it become a temple for your heart and soul. Rather than having your computer, television, or any other human-made device or activity be your sanctuary, allow yourself to discover the perfect place in nature where you can simply be and breathe. Doing so bridges the connection between the internal and external, facilitating a spiritual communion that allows your being to be aligned in dramatic and quiet reverie with all that is. In today's busy world, it becomes even more critical to set aside time for sanctuary, even if you have to schedule it. And that's interesting because look at the images here. It was talking about the cycles, right? The cycles of life and the spiral. We have the Wheel of Fortune here, right? With this circle, the circle of life going on. We also have, look at the image here on the cave, and then the image on the Empress card, right? We have this sort of womb represented here, and this, sanctuary. It also was speaking of getting out into nature. So definitely for some of you, and this could have to do with working in nature, right? Doing something with animals in nature, just like I was getting from the Empress card. It could have to do with that as well. So I do hope that the messages have helped you in some way. I thank you for joining me here today. I look forward to reading from you again, and just know that I'm sending you much peace, love, and light for a wonderful weekend. Bye for now.